Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zach Parkerson.
And welcome to Smirk. Each week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for a spirited and lighthearted discussion, whatever the moral or theme of their story is. This week, it's my turn, and I am going to try to theme it up.
Does that mean there's a holiday?
It means it's a possibility.
What holiday is around now?
April Fools.
Easter. April Fools. There's a few of them. Spring.
Arbor Day.
Big
Arbor Day? What is Arbor Day?
It's like the best day ever.
What is it?
If you don't know, then you just don't get it.
It's like one of those secret college societies that you have to be part of to get in.
Like the Skull and Bone Society or whatever from Gilmore Girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you just reference Gilmore Girls.
Oh, it's pretty great. Not the Netflix thing, but otherwise.
I don't know what any of this is, but I just know there's a secret society and you were invited. That's all I know. Arbor Day is actually, if you look it up, it's not really what it is.
What is it?
We can't tell you.
Why can Google tell me, but you can't?
It's just, Google would be wrong. It's a secret society, so it lies on Google. We lie in the public forum.
I don't think you guys are part of it. I don't think you're part of it. This is a lie.
Or is it?
This is a facade. I don't believe you. You weren't invited.
I don't know. I just want to watch Gilmore Girls now.
Me too.
Not me.
How about we go have a rewatch party?
People don't speak like that. It's such weird banter. Nobody should.
They speak like that.
If everyone spoke like that, the world would be a better place.
The world would be a very confusing place because nobody knows what the hell they're saying. Are you guys ready for my story?
Oh, yeah,
I would much rather talk about Gilmore Girls, to be quite honest, than hear your story.
Wow. Get more traction. People would love this podcast. The Gilmore Girls podcast is just great. So here's what I want to ask everybody that's listening that is a fan. If you would share this episode or whatever your favorite episode is, share it in your social media circles. Just let them know that you're a fan of Smirk so that people discover the podcast. That's all I would like. That's the call to action this week. Everybody that's listening, share it on whatever social media outlet you use. Reddit would be great. I hear Reddit is like a
Reddit works.
Boom. All right, let's just get into the story. Here is my story. Madeline was petrified. Today was the day that could forever alter her life. As she began getting ready, she caught a reflection in the mirror. Her formerly demure and soft features had given way to a more brittle, rougher exterior. She searched the dresser for the phoenix-shaped diamond necklace Jacob had gotten her all those years ago, the symbol of their love rising from the ashes, as he cornily liked to put it. But she was unable to find it. Being accused of her husband's murder over these past few months was taking a toll, both in her appearance and general psychosis. Her entire life had become nothing more than a heavy fog weighing over her. The stress, the anxiety, all of it, of watching almost all of her friends turn a cold shoulder to Madeline, casting her aside with looks of disgust as they departed, it had taken a toll. All but Helen, her oldest and dearest friend. If it wasn't for Helen, Madeline was certain she would have collapsed, possibly even confessed despite her innocence, just to make it all go away. But today, it ends. The police have a mountain of circumstantial evidence in this circus of a trial, but nothing conclusive. Today, Helen goes on the stand and solidifies Madeline's alibi, and no one can contest her word. It is impeccable. While Madeline abandoned her life as a stripper to marry Jacob, and then reinvented herself as a school teacher, no one in the jury had looked past that first statement. To them, she was nothing but a tramp, a gold digger who latched onto a rich businessman to further her own ambitions. Her history screams of a lifetime movie seductress who wanted it all, even if it meant killing Jacob to get it. Helen, on the other hand, was a renowned prosecuting attorney in Atlanta. She attended Harvard Law. She was dedicated to her community, and she remained involved in charities across the state. Helen was a star witness, and letting the jury know that Madeline was with Helen at the time of Jacob's murder was more than enough to ensure reasonable doubt. The only problem? It wasn't true. Madeline had no alibi. She had stayed late at school that night, as she often did, but with no cameras or faculty to vouch for her, she was the easy culprit. Helen knew Madeline was telling the truth. She knew her friend. and agreed to put her career and legacy on the line in order to help Madeline walk. It was a horrible decision to make, but Madeline agreed, as she knew that otherwise her story would simply just not hold up. Madeline arrived in court, anxious to put this all behind her. Helen was the final witness, and then she could return to whatever remained of her life. As she sat in court, Madeline watched as the media filled the room, feverishly waiting for any inkling of a story to run on the former stripper accused of stabbing her millionaire husband while he lounged in his underwear watching cable. It's salacious and exhausting. The jury returned as well, staring at her with that contempt most of her former friends did. And finally, the moment arrived. Helen walked in and took the stand. She gave a nod and a wink to Madeline, which allowed Madeline to exhale a heavy sigh of relief. Okay, this is going to be fine, she thought. Madeline's attorney opened the questioning with the typical back and forth, establishing their 10-year friendship, her closeness with Madeline and Jacob, Helen's career, her integrity, and then the question Madeline had been waiting for. Helen, under oath, where were you the night of the incident, and who was with you during that time? Madeline's lawyer put it out there. This was the moment. If all goes well, they should both be able to make happy hour at Ned's bar on the way home. But then, suddenly, Madeline caught a glimpse of something peculiar. She couldn't make it out at first, and what she assumed it was, well, it just couldn't be. Madeline moved forward a hair, squinting to take a closer look, just as Helen answered. Helen replied, I was at home, working on a pair of briefs for the entire night, and I was completely alone. She turned her gaze to Madeline. I'm so sorry, Maddie. I can't lie for you. I just can't. Helen began sobbing. The courtroom erupted. Chaos was everywhere, even as the judge pounded his gavel furiously, trying to reestablish control. And as Madeline, calmly, realized her case had just been destroyed, and that this jury would certainly convict her now, she finally made out the object that caught her eye. Around Helen's neck, almost hidden under her blouse, was a phoenix-shaped diamond necklace. And for the first time in months, the fog had lifted, and Madeline had achieved absolute clarity.
What a twist.
Ah!
What a broad.
Whoa.
Why can't guys ever say broads anymore?
I don't know. I don't think anybody says broads anymore.
Is it offensive?
There's a show called Broad City. It's about two broads.
Is it really?
Just two?
I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I'm not going to watch a show about women.
Oh,
Wow.
well, you watch Gilmore Girls, but you won't watch Broad City?
I don't even know what Broad City
kind of
is.
crap
How
is
about
that?
back to my story, that awesome story? Let's talk about
that's
that
right.
a little
That's right.
bit.
Yeah, we're here for
No,
that.
you
I
seem
think.
very proud of your work. I understand.
What do you think the moral or theme of my story was? Did you guys listen to it?
Women ain't but hoes and tricks.
I was going to say, never trust a hoe.
Well, that's probably fair, given the circumstances.
Just saying, man, it's a valuable lesson.
Yeah, it's actually never risk your life on a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she definitely shouldn't have trusted her.
Why shouldn't she? It's her best friend.
Yeah, well, not anymore. Helen sucks.
Helen's got some issues.
If she's that good of a lawyer, why couldn't she have just helped her find evidence that would have cleared her?
Because she murdered him.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's where Helen could have been, or Madeline could have been like, you're willing to lie, but you're not willing to actually help me figure it out? That seems interesting.
Well, she's a prosecuting attorney, not a defense attorney.
So she still has to do research. And plus, women will research. We can find out everything. Madeline just figured it out too late.
I don't think that's gender exclusive.
I think it is.
It's definitely not.
We're like, if the FBI were just filled with women, everything would be solved. Because we know how to really investigate and
we
snoop.
definitely know there'd be lots of accusations anyway.
Wow. Shots fired.
Woo!
We don't make assumptions. That's crazy.
That's
Hot button.
That's all that happens in Broad City.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because I've lived there my whole life. You got home 3 minutes late. Where were you? I know. Yeah, it's traffic.
What was her name?
I know her name.
Her name is Traffic.
Let me see your phone.
You know what? If somebody wants to see your phone, the relationship's over. Plain and simple.
Really?
That's very black
It's a
and white.
dangerous interpretation, I think.
What are you talking about? If your trust in your partner is so minimal that you need to look through their phone, then you're not a person to be trusted yourself.
No, you're just reaffirming the trust there.
No.
I'm with Zach on this one.
You're not reaffirming any trust. You're validating a complete and utter lack of trust.
Well, that's fine.
Jealousness is pettiness, they say.
I've never heard that saying in my life.
I have.
I have not.
It's definitely a saying.
Nobody's ever said that around me aside from
You probably
just now.
don't hear it. It's just a matter of listening to it. People probably say it plenty.
No.
You're too busy going through everyone's phone.
No.
What'd you say, Bob? I didn't hear you. I'm too busy looking at who is this, Alicia? Who? Yeah. That's my boss. Oh, right. I'm going to be there at 5 a.m. Yeah, I know what that means. You're going to be there at 5 a.m. Yeah.
Who does it at 5 a.m.? Let me sleep.
This is probably why you're alone. All right. So what was your interpretation of the ending? Zach, what was your interpretation of the ending?
That Helen sucks. And that Madeline should have better friends. I don't care that Helen murdered the husband. I care that Helen lied to her friend.
Okay, so your interpretation was she killed the husband. Do you have an indication as to why?
No, I don't know. She's pregnant with this kid, and he said, I'm not leaving my wife.
Wow. That was quite the leap. All right, Amanda, what was your interpretation of the ending?
Well, she's obviously pretty vindictive and spiteful because she intentionally did what she did in the courtroom. She knew what she was going to do. She went in there preparing Madeline to lose her life and giving her hope that she was going to be free, and was like, nah, I'm going to make it even worse. Now, this doesn't confirm that she actually murdered him, but she was definitely there. She was in the house. She took the necklace, or he gave it to her. So they had an affair.
Ooh.
But we still don't know for sure who the killer is. Maybe it's another woman.
The necklace is the wife's necklace, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty sociopathic to take your wife's necklace to give to your girlfriend.
You know, I'm sure there's been men who have done worse.
That's weird.
I mean, really, it saves money. So
I'm not paying for two necklaces.
I kind of respect him for being frugal.
The ultimate regift.
In this day and age of people just like wasteful spending, I mean, that's really resourceful. Hey, look, she's got everything she needs. He's a millionaire. If you happen to have a girlfriend who's her best friend, you know, gotta give her something. Then that ties them together. They're all tied together.
And then you don't have like two blood diamonds on your hand. You only have one. You didn't pay for two of those.
Who said anything about blood diamonds?
Most diamonds are blood diamonds.
I don't think most are.
Just the ones in the Leonardo DiCaprio films.
Yeah.
But no, they have these. You have to get a little certificate now if you want to make sure that it's not.
That's been that way for a long time.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, that's.
But since they come with a certificate, that means it's
they
not
don't all
a blood.
come with a certificate.
But most of them do. That means they're not blood diamonds.
I need to see these facts.
You can't buy blood diamonds. That's the thing.
I don't know. I feel like it's still happening.
Don't buy diamonds. They're ugly.
Just like Flint, Michigan has clean water now. No, they don't.
Wow, that's a real leap that it's not connected in any way, shape, or form.
I connected them.
Okay, so what should Madeline do at this point? I don't even think we're on the episode anymore.
Kill her.
In court?
Yeah. She's already going to jail for murder anyway. She may as well double up.
That's a good point.
Bye.
Yeah, double or nothing.
Wow, this really turned on a dime. I did not expect the murder card to be coming out so quick.
So what should Madeline do?
Yeah.
There's not much she can do other than scream and yell and hopefully get a nice, hit in on Helen. I like how Helen's trying to play this card like, I can't lie for you. But Madeline knows. Helen's full of it. She would choke her with that necklace.
That's a good idea also. That's a good way to take her out. But it's not that she could have said something beforehand. She could have been like, I can't do this. I can't lie. But instead she waits till she's on the stand and she's like, you know what? I'm not going to lie.
Was your interpretation that was intentional or last minute?
Intentional.
Okay. Well, then it wasn't I just can't lie. It was I can't lie. I got you, girl. Got you.
I like how you would reference like a Lifetime original movie for Madeline's life, but this would be the ending to the Lifetime original movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you have answers for us?
Do you want to know the answers?
I want to know who the murderer is.
It's Helen.
Helen is the murderer, for sure.
I wrote it.
I know.
Yes,
I'm just clarifying.
100%.
What was her motive?
Murder.
Jacob. Yeah, murder.
Yeah,
Jacob.
Yeah. Jacob.
But why would she murder him? Why wouldn't she murder her friend if she wanted to be with Jacob?
Knocked her up and wouldn't be there for the kid.
Maybe she just wanted him for herself. And he said no. So she's like, if I can't have him, that old adage.
Nobody can.
Yep. Can't kill my friend. She's my friend. But I'll frame her ass. Now I want to take that and kind of spring over to April Fool's Day. Because it's kind of like she got April Fool's. She got pranked right there in court.
That's quite a prank.
Right? I got your life.
Haha, Helen, that was very funny. You're right.
You got me again. You're so clever with these. April Fool's Day, right? The concept of there's one day a year where you can't trust what anybody says and people prank people. And what do you guys think about April Fool's Day? Is this like a thing you even bother with anymore, or is it more just annoying?
April Fool's, I think, is a thing you grow out of, right? In middle school and high school, people love to do little pranks. I don't know. Maybe it happens in offices. I don't work in offices because that would be ridiculous.
Wow.
It would be ridiculous. I can't imagine a life in an office. Are you kidding me?
You mean where they give you insurance and you have paid time off and weekends off?
Yeah, and all
That's
those
crazy.
rules and restrictions.
I know. It's like
Not
the man
into
trying
it.
to bring you down.
I ain't got time for the man.
Man is ridiculous.
I think it's a thing you grew out of. I remember hating it in middle school and high school because, you couldn't. It was just a really annoying day where you couldn't believe anything that was happening. And I don't know, companies make it fun sometimes. A lot of like fake video games get announced and stuff. Kind of a little silly.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Well, why do news outlets? I actually see CNN and Fox News and all those guys. They run like fake articles on April Fool's.
That's called 365 Days of Your News.
Ah, fake news. But
oh boy.
yeah, April Fool's is every day now. Huh? Is that what we're talking about? I don't want to get on that train. But the one day and you just put out fake articles, and sometimes they're extremely obvious, but still, I mean, you're a news outlet. I mean, I get you're trying to have fun, but I don't know. That kind of takes away from the whole journalism angle, doesn't it?
Also
Right.
takes away from the Onion's profit.
And that is what I'm concerned with. The Onion's profit margin.
Yeah, you should be.
Every day.
I've never once visited the website The Onion.
You've never
Never?
looked at the headline even?
I'm sure I've seen them on like Reddit, but that's neither here nor there. April Fool's is annoying. Let's all grow up.
So if I were to like come to your house and pull a prank on you, you'd be really angry about it?
I don't know if I would be angry, but I would be annoyed.
Sounds like a plan. Do you want a
Also-
road trip?
That's a long trip for a joke that's not going to land.
How do you know my jokes won't land?
I don't know. Have you listened to the show?
Wow.
Ooh, gotcha.
Ouch.
Gotcha.
You're
So-
terrible. You are
What?
mean.
That was my April Fool's joke.
Ah, it's a joke. Get it?
See?
April Fool's.
What a
You guys-
It's
prank.
not April Fool's.
He didn't mean it, or did he? Or does he? Or did he? Yes, he
I
did.
can say
Or
whatever I
does he?
want on April Fool's.
That's an awesome part of it. See, that's the only thing I like about April Fools is you can literally tell someone what a piece of garbage they are, and then just be like, "I'm kidding, Jim. I'm kidding. You're not actually a piece of garbage.
Yeah. I am really banging your wife, though, Jim.
I'm kidding. No, I'm not. I'm going to see her later."
Poor Jim.
Yeah.
So they're going to meet up at 5 a.m.
Why 5 a.m?
Is it okay to have an
7
affair
a.m.
on April Fool's Day? Because you could just say, "I'm kidding." Is there a rule against it? I don't think there is.
I never considered this, but what a hilarious prank.
I got you again, Jim. Every year, boy.
You guys are so terrible.
I think it's.
I'm glad I'm not married to men like you guys.
You're not
I'm trying
married at
to-
all.
I'm trying to think
I'm
of all the
better
people
off.
through history that have tried to pull that move on April Fool's Day. Like-
Somebody actually has tried it.
Yeah. Like, oh, honey, it was just a prank, It's okay. Yeah. Someone's had to have done that. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny when I banged your sister?
And she accepted it. She's like, "Oh, he's just a jokester. He's a funny guy. He didn't
He's
mean
r-
it."
He's right. The look on your face was priceless.
It's like, what was that? The old Eddie Murphy joke. You guys probably won't even know this one, where he's like, he gets busted having an affair right in his own living room, and his woman is yelling at him saying, "I can't believe you did this. I can't believe it." He's like, "Hey, wasn't me." And he says this like 3 more times, and then eventually she's like, "Maybe it wasn't you." He's like, you just gotta believe in yourself. That kind of thing.
Was that
I don't
the
like
inspiration for that hit song, Wasn't Me?
Yes, I'm sure it was. Yeah, absolutely. So what about pranks? In terms of pranks, do you guys like pranks at all? Not jokes, pranks, where people actually do things. Because there's
It
always
depends on what they
somebody
do.
in every office that thinks they're funny.
If they like bubble wrap your car, hardy har har, whatever. If they
It rhymed.
do something where it's going to spill water all over me, I've had that happen before. I was not a fan.
That's not cool.
It was like I went to my kitchen sink, and you know how you have those little sprayer things too that you can pull out and it's like separate.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You mean like a kitchen sprayer?
yeah, the little hose. Well, it was rubber banded, so when I turned on the sink, it sprayed directly at my chest,
Yeah.
and I was not.
It's
I was
funny.
not happy.
If it's not me, it's funny.
Is that how it
I
always
mean,
goes?
I laughed about it, but yeah, terrible.
No, I don't like. I like pranks in the office. That's it.
I had people aluminum foil my office once.
That's brilliant. I
that
like
was
it.
pretty impressive. There's a lot of aluminum foil.
Just
I mean, a
sounds so
lot.
annoying, though.
You just don't like life.
It was definitely
Well.
annoying, but also it's on an epic scale of brilliant because you're just sitting there looking at it going, wow, you put that much effort in it. I mean, let's just take away from the fact that you didn't get those reports done on time, but you got this done, and this proves to me that you're creative and that you can achieve your goals.
And you're resourceful.
It's very resourceful. Absolutely.
I'm a much different kind of manager.
How so?
No one's going to be foiling my thing. They know I'd just be annoyed.
It sounds like you just walk in and you're like, fun police. Here's my badge. Everybody go to your corner or you're going downtown.
I have fun, just not pranks.
It doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like you have any fun.
I've been known to have some fun. Okay.
It doesn't
When?
sound like fun.
I had fun
Late
late 90s.
Pull over.
The late 90s?
This
Yeah,
is
for
the
sure.
fun police.
I have fun, just not pranks.
Remind me never to go to a party that you're at.
I'm great at parties.
Guys, if you could keep the noise down, that would be great.
You know, I don't want
Turn
the
the
music
music
too
down a
loud.
little bit.
Yeah, it hurts my ears.
This music sucks.
Has
This
anybody,
food sucks.
has anybody heard of any really crazy pranks that you have maybe were not part of? Just insane ones?
Not firsthand, no. How about you, Aaron?
Well, I know a buddy of mine did something with deviled eggs. Like he made deviled eggs, but instead of the yellow like eggy stuff, he used something that was, I can't remember what it was though. It was like I don't remember what it was, but it was sweet or something. So when you ate them, it was just like not at all what your mouth expected.
Huh.
And
Was it like yellow icing or something?
I don't remember what it was. I just remember he used something that wasn't the yolk. It was just something else.
Weird.
And then when
Oh,
you ate
interesting.
them, he said people were just gagging.
I would have
at
been
work.
so disappointed because I love deviled eggs.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
If you're going to feed me, actually feed me.
Well,
Don't joke me into feeding me.
You're kind of missing the point of a prank.
No, I'd rather you accidentally hit me in the head with a bat than
Oh my
fool me
God.
into thinking I'm getting a meal.
Wow.
I'd rather risk permanent brain damage than to eat sweet eggs.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, it's probably because she's been hitting the head with a bat too many times.
April Fools. Oh,
Every year, Jim.
you know what I hate about it? And well, I don't hate about it, but it's just one of those things that kind of gets to me is when you go to work or you go to wherever you're going and people make really bad jokes, probably like this podcast. I just make them for like 30 minutes straight. And then they say April Fools as if, oh, now it's funnier. No, they weren't funny to begin with. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to be funny to begin with. You got to be funny.
I feel like this is pointed at a certain podcast co-host
Wow.
in this area.
It wasn't at all, but now you're making it weird.
Well, Zach's already talked about how unfunny I am, and now you're talking about people who think they're funny, but they're not really funny.
You're really taking this personally.
I
Yeah.
think you really affected me. And also the bats to my head have probably caused some brain damage.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it turns out it was all an April Fool's Day joke.
was.
Huh?
Yeah.
We gotcha.
Kind of funny.
Uh,
I saw your skull is down the hallway, but it's pretty funny.
da-da-da-da-da. Bink.
Boom.
So, was my story truth or fiction?
I certainly hope that it's fiction.
Fiction.
It's truth.
What?
Liar.
Just kidding. It's April
Oh,
Fool's
you
Day.
son of a
Oh, see? Ooh,
biscuit!
that was so funny.
Uh,
I'm laughing hysterically.
right? I am a hoot. A hoot nanny is what I am.
I hate you both.
Mm.
Did you believe me?
I did.
That's
I
so
was
sad.
like, why?
You're a sad little creature. You probably would have got it if you were funny. All right.
What's the title of your story?
April Fools.
Wow. So clever.
You like it?
No.
Oh, well, this releases on April Fool's Day, so I figured,
I did the math.
Yeah.
I figured that out.
I think we all did.
You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Let's
This
go
is
back.
just a whole 40 minutes of bad joke.
I feel like you're just bitter, is what I'm getting with. A little bit of bitter sauce.
Because, yeah, she's not funny. April Fools.
We were just kidding. You're ugly. Just kidding, April
You
Fools.
guys are so mean.
It's the holiday.
Your one eye's lazy. Just kidding. It's
It
April
actually
Fools.
is a little bit.
We know.
The right one.
We were just pointing that out. All right. As the show goes, we'll occasionally pick listener stories to read and discuss on Smirk. If you'd like a chance to have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. We didn't even talk about that. That is the best thing. You can say things to people you really wanted to say, and then just say you were kidding.
April
did say that.
Fools. Yeah, we did. We covered that ground.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
It's okay, Aaron.
God, I have Alzheimer's.
You're getting old, man. It's April Fools.
All right, join the conversation by joining our Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter @SmirkPodcast and use the show's hashtag Smirk. And you can find us at smirkpodcast.com and whatever podcast app you use. As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk. So do you think maybe those birds are trying to tell you something in the background?
Like the world. Like I need to leave.
This is actually secret Morse code for get out. Now get out. This just feels like the rustiest episode of Smirk we've done. Like, what the are we going to talk about right now?